Browns continue preparations for the Seahawks, and the topic today in Berea was the play calling. And a lot of it came from Jarvis Landry, who talked about the Browns needing to get the ball in his hands and Odell Beckham's hands a lot more, Mary Kay.
Yeah, you know, Jarvis had some pretty strong words about this. He basically said that the Browns have to deliberately and intentionally get the ball, especially to Odell Beckham Jr., basically saying, you know, we brought him here to be one of the best playmakers in the NFL, help us win games, and we're not doing enough to get him the ball or doing enough to get our playmakers the ball. So I thought they were pretty strong statements. He used the word play calling like 6 different times. And of course we know Freddie Kitchens is calling the plays. So Jarvis went out on a little bit of a limb today, and he got his point across in a very strong way.
And he said a couple times, he reminded everybody that he's not the one who is calling the plays when he was asked about how maybe to get the ball in the hands of Odell and Jarvis more. And look, Scott, it certainly wouldn't hurt this offense to do that.
No, and you know, the other thing that Jarvis said is maybe we're not as good as we thought we were. I think there were a lot of expectations on this team, a lot of expectations about what Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry would look like together, and maybe a lot of that was wrong, you know. If people want to point to time off during the preseason, fine, but this is still a work in progress, and yes, they need to get Odell the ball, but I'm not sure that anybody really has a full understanding of what it's supposed to look like with both those guys running at full steam.
All right, a couple more news items. Steve Wilks had his weekly press conference today, as did the other coordinators. And Wilks took what he called an embarrassing performance by the defense. He put it on his shoulders. He said that he put his defense in a position where they maybe had to overthink things. They had to think too much. Sheldon Richardson didn't really shoot that notion down after practice. He just said he put his team in a bad position, Mary Kay.
Yeah, he really blamed himself for that 275-yard rushing output by the 49ers. He said he kind of went back and only did things that they had done the week before. They didn't make enough adjustments. Conversely, of course, Kyle Shanahan had a whole bye week to prepare for the Browns, and so they were going to need to change it up. They needed to show something different on film that may have messed up Kyle Shanahan or thrown him off for a little bit, or something that they would have had to adjust to. So Steve Wilks took it on the chin, really put it on himself, and blamed himself for that defensive performance.
And on the injury front, here we go again. We're keeping an eye on Greedy Williams and Denzel Ward. They were limited again today in practice, Scott.
Yeah, they did a little bit more, but still limited. I think they're taking it easy bringing them back, and you have to realistically look at the next 2 games, and are they going to make the difference in winning or losing those? When you look at how well Terrence Mitchell and TJ Carey have played, not perfect, but the drop-off there isn't as huge as it might be for some other teams. You have that second half of the season where the strength of schedule is so low that you don't want to risk getting those 2 guys even more injured and not having them for that run.
All right, Browns and Seahawks coming up. Browns getting ready for that game. You can find all the coverage at cleveland.com/Browns, and make sure you sign up for Football Insider to get texts from Mary Kay. Get that newsletter in your inbox every day with an exclusive piece of content you won't find anywhere else. It's all at cleveland.com/Browns.